Giving thanks to everybody out there, to all my family and friends. This is Yahira Lobos in the house. I am the founder of Crystal Nations Collective, and I'm here to start going live on a regular. I did put in a really big effort this past year, starting in the winter time, going into the spring, and just 2 days ago I went live, and I have an incredible video if you would like to watch. It is on the summer solstice. It's an energy update on where we're at the 6th of the year. We're halfway through for the time of the medicine wheel, where we celebrate the direction of the south. This represents the summer, where all things are growing. And let me see, Lear Star, come here. When we want to say hello to Lear Star, come here, come up here, come here. You want to say hello to everybody? Yeah, you're so cute. This is my emotional support dog. This is my wolf dog. This is Alira Star. She's a husky Malamute, and I got her 1 year ago. So we just celebrated our 1 year. And I just went live on June 20th to talk about the summer solstice, celebrating the sun, the divine masculine energy, the 6-month mark, an energy update. And we were also celebrating the divine masculines, Father's Day yesterday. So happy summer solstice and happy Father's Day to all those who chose to bring life in to this wonderful, beautiful planet, Mother Earth. We are so grateful for all the beloveds who took that journey and became a father. Thank you. What we would like to share today is the title. It's what nobody really talks about after one goes through survival mode. And I wanted to talk about the journey that I've been on for the last 2 years. I had left a traumatic situation where I was in a toxic relationship for 6 years. You know, it's one of those things where I knew that I was living an unhealthy life. I wasn't in right relationship with myself. I had a lot of trauma that wasn't healed, and I didn't really know how to heal for a long time. I'm Gen X, I'm 54 years old, and I've been sober since 2012. And I do want to share this hero's journey that I've been on for the last 13 years, and what it's been like for me to go from, literally, I tell people this, it's in my book that I'm writing about my journey, my life, what I've been through, to inspire others, and then to also, maybe I could be proactive for other people and share some of my mistakes and failures and things that I had to learn the hard way. I'm all about ending human suffering. I was actually born in the city of Suffern, New York, and I really have shared with many people as I traveled around North America that I was here to end human suffering, but I'm also here to birth a new earth. Like many of you, we're all discovering exactly who we are here on earth, and I'm so grateful for the journey that led me to here 2 years ago when I left that painful, toxic relationship. It took me a year to figure out where to live and where to go, and I found myself homeless on the streets. Not exactly on the streets. I lived out of a truck and got to travel to 19 cities in 16 months. It was almost like I had to go on this hero's journey to answer some really big questions. I got enmeshed in some communities with other people, and I wasn't really listening or heeding to the intuition that I was toxic and not healthy and not listening to my inner child. And I was trying to help everybody else, and I wasn't helping myself. And I needed a lot of self-love and care. Because I am a survivor, in 2012, I went around North America to assist with transformational music and art festivals, and I did that as a volunteer. And, I guess one of the best ways that kept me sober was being of service, and it was so exciting. 2012, 2013, 2014, I ended up putting on our own event, Unify Festival 2016 and 17 in Santa Fe, New Mexico. I got to be a part of many others that were building medicine wheels around North America. But what I didn't really know while I was thinking I was surviving survival mode. In other words, what is survival mode? What causes one to be in survival mode is the question. And that's a whole bunch of people who experience things like divorce or any traumatic event that had sudden death or injury, loss of job, career, friendship, status, title, sickness, illness. These addiction, homelessness, struggling with disabilities, being neurodivergent, being a victim of abuse, mental, emotional, physical, and spiritual, is the biggest. I used my own life as an example, but there are so many people out there like you who may have found this video. And if you did, it's more than likely just what I call divine alignment or resonance, where you attract what you need to hear. And so if you're anything like me, I am of the older generation. So if you're Gen X, then you probably definitely understand where I'm coming from, that we didn't really have diagnoses when we were growing up. Those of us that were survivors of, childhood abuse or neglect, sexual abuse, rape. I'm a survivor of all abuses, meaning I chose a harder life than I needed to. And that's part of why I make the videos that I make, is to birth a new earth and to end some of these old patterns and addictions and belief systems and perspectives that do not serve humanity. They didn't serve me, and I don't believe that they served any of my friends. A lot of my friends didn't make it. I feel really privileged to still be here and to use my voice and to assist my brothers and sisters that also have suffered from abuse and addiction and are neurodivergent, that have disabilities, that have suffered being homeless and losses like death and divorce and breakups. And being homeless, it'll really make you humble. It'll really show you another side of life, and it'll show you all the things that you were not grateful for when you had what you had. Many of us are so wrapped up in what we don't have that we don't often think of what we do have. So survival mode comes from those of us that have suffered many, many losses and hardships and challenging times that made us go into a mode of just doing our best to energetically, mentally, emotionally, physically, and spiritually get through a day. You could suffer from many of these signs or symptoms. I'll just list them so that you know that these are some signs that you're taxed and coming from survival mode. So one of them is a loss of sleep, or sleeping too much, not wanting to get out of bed, not being able to shower and take a shower every day. I used to take a shower 3 times a day when I was like in my energetic mode. And when I went through this dark night of the soul, you know, leaving my partner of 6 years, I also had to leave 3 dogs, and I left a state and I had to relocate. And it was just all really overwhelming. I lost a lot of friends as well. I thought I had a support system in place, and it was false light. And I had the wool pulled over my eyes and the veil lifted, and I had to see the truth of what I was allowing in my life. So many of us might be shocked when certain events take place in our life, and it could cause, when you finally get out of a situation that might not be healthy for you, or if there was a sudden loss or a traumatic event that took place, there's always this moment of not being ready for what comes like after um, all of the hardships of not being able to sleep, to eat, to get along with your regular people, because there's a truth that you finally see about yourself and the world around you. You might no longer share the same belief systems as the people who you are shifting away from. And again, this could be many different spectrums of loss, from divorce to breakups to death to sudden illness to neurodivergency, kind of disabilities, homelessness, all kinds of different factors out there. And when one person loses their ability to function, go to work, pay their bills, eat, sleep, go out, enjoy themselves, and be able to have clarity, be balanced, to feel like love and give love and have enjoyment. And these are really important, healthy ways to, be in the world. And when we come out of survival mode, a lot of our support systems could be shot and gone. And so the first thing, when you do finally get to a new place where you're starting a new life over, in the beginning, I remember 1 year ago when I got this apartment, I actually have a video. You can check it out on this channel. You can see me, guys. I got nothing. It's not this beautiful rainbow with a bed and a table, and I have the cachinos that are behind me. It's a sacred altar. And even though this is a tiny little place, I was very scared when I first moved in here. I didn't feel really balanced or good or well. And I had to start somewhere. I had no idea that when I first got an apartment that I would have to go through anything more, because it took me a year of being homeless to finally get an apartment. To find out what I really needed was really difficult at first, because when I left Arizona, I left the comfort of a home. I didn't have a vehicle. I didn't have a job. I've been living off of disability, and I haven't been. I'm neurodivergent. I suffer from PTSD. Like I said, I'm a survivor. I have 13 years of sobriety. I've told my life story as a peer advocate for the neurodivergent for NAMI, the National Alliance of Mental Illness, on stage in 2013. And then I dedicated my life for the next 10 years as a volunteer. I truly didn't feel stable enough to work. And this was before I got disability. So I dedicated my life to, look at her, she's humping the pillow. Oh my goodness. What? Oh, I didn't feel mentally stable. I was really not fit. And I didn't really know what to do in life. I was a bartender. And I also worked for nonprofit organizations on and off drugs, hard drugs like crack cocaine and angel dust and alcohol. I was a straight up alcoholic for 30 years, and I didn't get sober until I was 41. And, my journey from 2012 to now has been about trying to discover like what happened to me as a child, how to overcome all of those traumas, the 6 years that I spent with this man in Arizona, it was kind of like from this festival scene that I was part of, highly in coordination and Zoom online